Many folks have been turning to alternative medicine for relief from chronic ailments. Now those therapies are quite literally going to the dogs. Our resident veterinarian, Debbie Turner, is here to explain. Good morning, Debbie.
Good morning. It's all you can do not to make a joke right there, right?
Well, very bad joke.
It's called a holistic approach, the general term for the ancient philosophy of treating the mind, body, and spirit. Now, more and more veterinarians are putting aside high-tech medicine to treat their four-leg patients with herbs, energy, even acupuncture.
Good girl.
6 months ago, Penny, a long-haired dachshund, was paralyzed from her midsection down. Without surgery, she would never walk again. That's when Mary Ann Hickey decided to see Dr. Marcie Fallek, a holistic veterinarian.
We were going to have surgery on this little dog, and she said, don't do the surgery. She said, I can help her.
With a regimen of acupuncture and vitamin B12 shots, Penny got better. What have the results been since you've been coming? Yes.
Well, she was totally paralyzed in December, and now she's running and chasing after chipmunks.
Wow. She couldn't walk at all.
She couldn't walk at all. She was completely paralyzed.
So that was 2 months later, she was normal.
These remarkable results are not surprising to Dr. Fallek. It's why she gave up Western medicine for alternative approaches.
Many people turn to holistic veterinary medicine because their animals are on drugs, and despite the drugs, the animals are still sick, or they're really failing, and the veterinarian recommends euthanasia. So as a last measure, they're coming to see me. If it worked, they wouldn't be coming to see me, basically. Good dog, huh?
Although she was traditionally trained, Dr. Fallek became interested in holistic veterinary medicine when her own dog, Annie, developed severe joint problems.
I was very aware of the side effects of conventional drugs, and I absolutely didn't want to put her on them. I had heard about an acupuncturist, and at that point I turned to him, and I took my dog, Annie, to see him.
Dr. Fallek was hooked. She started studying acupuncture in 1993.
Personally, I think it's always the best approach. That's why I do it. I mean, I have basically given up conventional medicine because I have found that holistic medicine can work best for most things.
In addition to being a certified acupuncturist, she also uses homeopathy.
We're talking about actually energy that has been extracted from natural substances, such as different plants, flowers, sand, table salt. Hi, sweetheart.
She likes spending a lot of time with each patient.
I ask about the relationship of the animals with other animals or family members. I'll ask about traumas or problems that the family is having. A lot of times these animals are like emotional sponges.
Some would call what you do quackery. What's your response to them?
I just ask them to look at the results, to look at how the animal's doing, to look at the blood work.
Is that the tip of the spine?
Dr. Jack Walther is the president of the American Veterinary Medical Association. He thinks more research needs to be done, but attitudes are slowly changing.
As we learn more about holistic medicine, I believe there's more opportunity to use it on animals, and that's our primary responsibility, to do whatever's necessary to improve the life and welfare of those animals.
It was a quality of life issue for Jessie Bolin and her 15-year-old cat, DJ.
Before, our routine would be get up in the morning, I'd have to wrestle with him on the floor, put him in a headlock, dump vials of medication down his throat, and then now, it's one medication every couple months, and he's much happier.
Dr. Fallek does use conventional medicine when treating acute situations and life-threatening emergencies. Now, there is no data on exactly how many veterinarians use alternative methods in treating their patients. However, the American Holistic Veterinary Medical Association say they have more than 800 members nationwide.
And where can folks go if they want to find out more information?
The best place to go is to the American Holistic Veterinary Medical Association website, which is much easier to type in than it is to say. It's ahvma.org.
Okay.
Yeah.
Were you skeptical when you first heard about this?
I was. We were not taught any of these modalities in veterinary school. I remember a couple of my classmates being interested in them, and the professor sort of poo-pooing it in class. So I went into this with a healthy amount of skepticism, but she has great results, and you can't argue with the results.
Yeah, and how surprised were you that the head of the AVMA was backing this?
I was quite surprised because I still was in my old paradigm of what my experience through veterinary school was. But the fact is there is research being done, particularly with acupuncture. Most of it's done on horses, or the research that is, and the whole profession is sort of catching up to what the consumer wants, what pet owners want, and that is a more comprehensive way of treating their pets.
Now, are there studies that are measuring the effectiveness of this at this point?
Again, mainly with acupuncture, and that data is mainly with horses, but it is bleeding now into pets that we keep at home, dogs and cats. We're going to see more studies, I'm sure, in the future with homeopathy and aquapuncture and electromagnetic therapy as well. So it's coming.
So you had an interesting reaction when you first heard about it, and of course you're a professional. When most people hear about this, what's their first reaction?
They kind of laugh, like, oh my God, do you have nothing better to do with your time and money? But when your pet is a part of your family, you'll stop at no lengths, and it seems to be effective for those who like it.
Okay. Debbie Turner, thanks a lot.
My pleasure.
I appreciate it.